Hello and welcome to The German Guy Reviews. I'm The German Guy. We continue our journey through the Western-made Resident Evil movie franchise with Wes Paul Anderson's R.E. Apocalypse. We begin with a bunch of floating screens in a black void and Alice giving us a recap of the horrific events of the last movie. The showcase program in the TV aisle is getting weirder every year. After we have been informed by a news lady that it's the most beautiful best day ever and it would be totally ironic if something bad were to happen, we go over to some Umbrella scientists investigating what went down in the underground lab and if their bioweapon that reanimates the dead, the T-virus, has been released. Brilliant thinking! You already lost your special units team and you still send in more people because you can't figure out that maybe something has gone wrong. I don't really see the point of a zombie Geiger counter if it only alerts you when the thing is already right in front of you. Shortly later, Umbrella takes measures to get out their most important scientists, including Dr. Ashford and his daughter, who gets in a car accident. Well, considering that later in life she would have become a dragonfly thing that wants to take over the world and may or may not was in an incestuous relationship with their own brother, this may have been a good thing. Also, a giant penis. What is it with the Japanese and their giant penis monsters? Sigmund Freud would have a field day. God damn it, Valentine! This is the 5th time this week, and right after the stunt you pulled at the orphanage, the mayor's already on my ass! Her place is even full of articles describing how she has been disgraced. I guess her policing style is like trophy hunting. Inserting how American police system is deeply flawed and needs fundamental reform. Moving on.
They're infected.
Somebody get this entity off of me!
I told you, she could have had it.
First I'm not supposed to shoot at people at all, and now I'm only supposed to shoot them in the head. Make up your freaking mind! Meanwhile, Alice wakes up from her sedatives and is understandably confused. Also note how literally everything in these films has the Umbrella logo on it. Not just on the walls or crates, but everything. Down to small objects like rings and even bullets. Yes, we are painfully aware how you already own everything. Stop flexing! In all honesty though, this is a cool visual detail, even if it comes sometimes across as pretty dumb. Umbrella is everywhere. You can't escape them. I mean, how else are you going to get across the point that the true villain of Resident Evil is not a person, but a faceless entity? There is no head to cut off because it's a Hydra. Later that night, our beloved corporate overlords have taken the liberty of putting the city of raccoons on lockdown. And I'm still very upset over the fact that there's over a dozen Resident Evil games, yet we have never encountered a trash panda enemy. We are introduced to Carlos and his team of Umbrella soldiers, trying to contain the spread of the undead hordes. It doesn't go too well, and this scene is completely pointless for the rest of the movie.
There's no going back.
No!
Oh, thanks for the zoom there. I really would have not seen her otherwise. Maybe put a red circle around her next time? We go back to Jill, trying to leave the city when suddenly a random dude played by Tom Gerhardt turns into a zombie. The smartest role he has ever played. Or it's the main character from the Completely Normal movie and it only took so long for his brain to completely give up on him and finally die. Which, I mean, respect for lasting so long. The goons at the gate open fire and force the people back to the city. And then I thought there were scratches on the DVD, but no, this is actually how it's supposed to look like. Anyway, while the soldiers keep trying and failing to diminish the number of zombies, Dr. Ashford uses the surveillance all around Raccoon City to find his daughter. Jill, a weather report lady, and another policeman take shelter in a cathedral. Which was a bad call because the whole place is crawling with lickers. If you were to kill them by drowning them in concrete, they would make for some kick-ass gargoyles.
The Lord's judgment! Behold, I will bring evil upon this people, for they have not hearkened unto my words, nor my law, but have rejected it. Awake, ye that dwell in dust. The dead shall walk amongst the living, and bring damnation unto them.
I'll give you a holy body.
It is right afterwards revealed that the priest has an infected sister he has been feeding. Not the worst thing a man of the cloth has ever done. Hey, maybe all those people were organ donors. Don't be so judgmental. When it looks like as if there is no hope left for our survivors, Alice blasts through the glass window depicting an angel warrior and she begins to fight the demons present on Earth. Our symbolism is subtle like a sledgehammer. Is this what a Christian metal concert is like?
GTA, motherfucker!
Nah, but don't kill too many civilians, you don't want to have any stars on you. Not tonight. Alice leads them across a graveyard, where surprise surprise, they are being attacked. They are all digging themselves out of the dirt, so does that mean nobody in Raccoon City can afford a coffin? To this movie's credit, this might actually have more of the original Resident Evil 3 content in it than the 2020 remake. Every crisis is also an opportunity, which is why Umbrella tests out their latest bioweapon, Project Nemesis, who is by far the best thing in this film. Just pure, unchained brute force, whose very footsteps make you pee, poo, and then throw up.
What the fuck is that?
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
Stars.
He said the thing! You know, it speaks volumes when even a shitty low-budget movie like this understands when they have pure greatness on their hands and know they have to get at least this one thing absolutely 100% right. He also appears to be a robot in this, which is technically not wrong. Nemesis was always supposed to be a Terminator ripoff, but when they say in the games they are programmed, they don't mean that literally. More like how you activate a sleeper agent. But you know what? I'm too happy to complain. Say the line again.
Stars.
Doc Ashford calls Alice and promises to help them escape the city if they bring his daughter back. And they really don't have a choice because in a few more hours Umbrella will be launching a full nuclear tactical strike and wipe out every living thing so to contain the virus. We then get a big confrontation between Alice and Nemesis, and the reason why she doesn't get killed immediately has been explained earlier to us. Umbrella was doing experiments on her and now she got superhuman powers. And I mean, I get it, Alice is the main character of this movie franchise, but give Jill at least one chance to fight with her own enemy. Carlos and his remaining brother-in-arms Nikolai get a call from Dr. Ashford too. And they agree to help him as well, since they realize that the higher ups have no intention of getting them out of here. And we have still been voted top 3 of America's most friendly employers. Go figure! Jill and her group arrive at a school where the young girl is hiding, and they split up. And I could do the "oh they separate, such a dumb horror movie cliché" bit, but this is a legit situation where splitting up is a good idea. It's a big building, she could be anywhere, time is of the essence, and they won't accomplish anything by surviving as a group but then fail to save the girl, which is their only ticket out of the city. Miss Valentine is the lucky one to find the young lady.
We should hurry before they come back.
Hold this.
Now let's see if I look as cool as I feel. Oh no, don't close your eyes, you are already traumatized, a bit more won't hurt. Nikolai, the last member of Carlos' team and bad guy from the original, is eaten by a bunch of zombie dogs. You could have him betray the group in the final act in the hopes of some favors by Umbrella. Why have a character in the movie if you don't plan to do anything with him? Whatever, Jill is being attacked by man's best four-legged enemy and she tries to blow up the kitchen by igniting the gas. But her match goes out when she tries to throw it in. However, Alice shows up and is the one to blow it up with her cigarette. Like, this is such an upfront way to tell the other person, you're not the main character here. But it's interesting that Alice appears to have been watching the whole time, decided to wait how the whole thing would turn out, and then be a kill stealer. Part of Alice's superpowers seem to include the ability to tell if somebody is infected by just looking at them, which is why she knows the girl named Angie Ashford is. She also carries a large amount of the antivirus with her. Remember when having an antivirus meant that an illness was defeated? Our heroes decide to just steal a helicopter. Then what was the point of going along with Dr. Ashford's wishes? Yeah, life is sacred and all that, but what was the point? However, they walk straight into Umbrella's trap and Alice has a final battle with Mr. 9 out of 10 dentists recommend this toothpaste. Alice spin kicks and spin kicks and spin kicks Nemesis into a sharp piece of metal. The corpo guy tells her he will let her live if she comes with them willingly so they can research her and perfect her unique mutations. But of course she refuses. Out of nowhere, Nemesis, who was Matthew from the previous film, regains his free will and shoots the goons. just fuck you, okay? This is Silent Hill Revelations all over again. There's a big shootout, Alice does the intro sequence from Code Veronica and they get out with a helicopter, while the bad guy is having a moment of futility on the same level as the ending of Red Dead Redemption. Lots of red, no redemption. Only here he is an idiot and didn't count his bullets, and instead of going out in a blaze of glory, he is painfully and slowly ripped apart. The nuclear bomb goes off. Angie, Carlos, Jill, Alice, and Chris Tucker on a budget.
Shit! Maybe I was safer outside. Get them guns out of my damn face. Motherfucker, please, look. My shit is custom. You motherfuckers is crazy. Look at that big motherfucker got a rocket launcher.
Make it out, but their means of escape crashes. The others leave Alice's body behind, thinking she died, but is then later found and patched up by Umbrella, putting us right back to the start. She quickly remembers everything and walks out of the building and giving us a few hints about what is to come in the future. It's gonna be like watching somebody get speed dementia, shitting his bed and then watching it flow all the way to the door. She is then picked up by Jill and Carlos, ending with the head scientist activating the Alice Protocol. And that was Resident Evil Apocalypse. Just like the first movie, there seems to be some real knowledge and understanding about the source material here. But if it just could get better filmmaking treatment. The cuts in this are worse than the Taken movies. It is impossible to tell sometimes what is even going on. There is never a moment for the viewer to breathe. Remarkable is Sienna Gugliori, I hope I said this correctly, who played Jill Valentine. She really captured the character well, by which I mean in another film that does care way less about the source material, she would have been just a helpless little civilian in the group, the only thing that connects her to the Resident Evil being the name. She actually gets to be her character, a cool survivor winning against all odds. Which raises the question, why do we have Alice in the first place? I think if Alice's story had ended with the first film, that would have been perfectly acceptable and would have changed the entire course of the rest of the film series. Think about it, a woman desperately trying to take down this massive organization that she has been trying for ages, but she keeps feeling as if she is only trying to stab the ocean to death. You had your own character that you wanted to make, an original story set in the RE universe. Now let the heroes from the actual franchise take over. Cutting her from the story would have freed up so much more room to Nemesis. Imagine it, we could have had several encounters with him at the church and school and other locations from the game, and every time he comes back he has worse mutations than before. He was indeed the best thing of the film. Right until the point they completely ruined the entire point of the character. He is a killing machine that never stands still. But again, just like the last time, it at least follows the most basic plot beats of the original. It's still Resident Evil adjacent. So join me next time when the Wes Anderson movie franchise decides to completely go off the deep end with Resident Evil Extinction. I'm the German guy, I'm out, and auf Wiedersehen.
They're infected.
Somebody get this empty bitch off of me!
I told you, she could have had
I found it! Without their heads, they're powerless!